On a 2-block stretch of Detroit's east side, an outdoor art project has been built, torn down by the city, burned by arsonists, rebuilt, and taken apart again across 40 years. The artist, Tyree Guyton, views this relentless application of color as a literal form of medicine. He argues that you can't heal a community's land until you heal the minds of the people living on it. The wound he was treating began with the city-mandated destruction of Black Bottom in the 1950s. This historically black neighborhood was flattened to make room for the Chrysler Freeway and various urban renewal projects. The trauma deepened after the 1967 rebellion. Massive disinvestment and white flight followed, leading to the loss of approximately 70% of the housing stock in the surrounding McDougal-Hunt area. Guyton wasn't just decorating urban decay. He was attempting to fill a localized vacuum created by decades of systemic, state-sponsored erasure. When Guyton returned from the U.S. Army to find his childhood block looking like a war zone, he decided he had to intervene. In 1986, working with his grandfather, Sam Mackey, Guyton began his treatment. He started painting polka dots on abandoned houses and attaching a massive archive of found objects to every available surface. Many of these pieces were coded memorials. In Souls of the Most High, Guyton hung discarded shoes from tree branches to serve as stand-ins for lost ancestors and victims of lynching. Scholars call this Black placemaking, the way urban Black Americans create sites of endurance and resistance in the face of displacement. The art functioned as a physical occupation of space. It was a refusal to vacate a disinvested block, demanding that the community's existence be recorded. Guyton's intervention was a shock to the Detroit ecosystem. City leadership responded with immediate political rejection. In 1991, Mayor Coleman Young ordered the project's demolition. Police escorted bulldozers to the site, giving Guyton 15 minutes to save what he could before his installations were flattened. A second wave of state erasure arrived in 1999. Mayor Dennis Archer sent bulldozers back to the street, continuing a decade-long conflict between the artist and the city government. There was internal friction as well. Some neighbors, like Otilla Bell, called the project garbage. They resented the ruin-porn dynamic. White tourists driving through the neighborhood with their doors locked, treating their street like a safari. Guyton was caught in a brutal crossfire, criminalized by the city, questioned by neighbors, and objectified by outsiders. By the mid-90s, Guyton's personal life was buckling. He survived homelessness and multiple family deaths, while the physical project faced a new, violent form of rejection. Between 2013 and 2014, an unknown arsonist systematically targeted the block, setting 12 separate fires. The arson campaign was devastating. It reduced 6 of the project's major installations, including the record-covered House of Soul, entirely to ashes. Paradoxically, the fires validated the emotional weight of the project. Skeptical neighbors reported that seeing the art burn flat made them feel as if something vital had been violently stolen from them. This erasure by fire forced a realization. If physical houses can be so easily burned, the project must transcend its physical form to survive. Guyton and CEO Denan Whitfield responded to the ashes by announcing Heidelberg 3.0. They began shifting the project's focus from tangible objects to a permanent arts organization. This neighborhood operated as unreal estate, where traditional bank investment had been suspended for decades. The art project created a new economic loop. Even fierce critic Otilla Bell used micro-donations from tourists visiting Guyton's work to fund repairs on her own home. In 2026, the legacy was institutionalized. The project's 40-year archive of objects and histories entered the permanent collection of Wayne State University's Reuther Library. The same academic and municipal institutions that once sent bulldozers to destroy the work were now paying to preserve it. In early 2026, Tyree Guyton was named a Kresge Eminent Artist, receiving the region's highest honor for a lifetime of creative persistence. Today, the archival record is safe, and 2 original houses remain standing on the street, but the concept itself has outgrown the property line. Applying paint and found objects to an abandoned block did not fix the city's economy or stop the highways, but it did successfully halt the total erasure of this community's story. By outlasting bulldozers and fires, Guyton's work moved from asphalt to the archive.
This proves a consistent creative presence can survive its own destruction, ensuring that 40 years of neighborhood history will remain part of the permanent record.